Welcome back to Dave Does Outdoors. Sorry about that, it's been such a while since I've put any content up, so apologies for that. I appreciate there's been a few new subscribers, so thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, it's really just me and this little one, Audrey. She's a 5-year-old jackadoodle, getting outdoors really. Doing stuff, check back my future, my previous kind of videos, and there's a variety of things and have some different plans. I've not been managing to get much put on the channel the last few weeks because unfortunately I lost my dad about a month ago. He had dementia for the last few years and ended up passing away, but he had a good innings, as they say. He was 85, so good innings all round, but still a difficult time for me and my family. And I've also changed job recently as well, so I'm doing a little bit of travelling into Edinburgh and a new team, a new role, so quite a lot going on. In the last kind of couple of weekends I've just been doing a bit of DIY, bit of painting around the house, so I've not really had the headspace to get out and about, but we will. It's now March, early March, so the weather's starting to kind of improve a little bit, and the snow up north's almost away, so we've got a few things planned coming up. We'll get the hot tent out again. As for today though, as you've seen by the what's it called, the thumbnail, I'm going to put up, I got a Vango Nevis. That was my first little tent a couple of years ago. In fact, was it before COVID? Can't remember. About 3 years ago anyway, a little Nevis 100 by Vango. And then about a year later, I got the Scarp 1 by Tarpent. So it's a really nice afternoon. I've not put up these tents for quite a while because I've been using the One Tigris smoky hot tent. So I'm going to stick the tents up in the back garden and weigh them both, have a look inside space-wise. They're both sold as kind of one person. Vango, you're getting the Vango Nevis at about between 100 and 120 pound, whereas the Scarp by Tarpent is probably nearer 600 by the time you put all the extra poles and extra inners, and it also has to get shipped from the States. So about a 500 pound, almost 500 pound difference. So I thought it'd be interesting just to kind of put them both up together and have a look at them both. And I've got little scales that I can weigh them, and I'm going to put a measuring tape out as well. And so I'm just going to put them both up and get you back. I might time putting them both up. I won't film it, I don't think. I'm just going to sort of just chill, enjoy a bit of the sunshine, put them both up, and then talk you around them both. Little bit of spec stuff. I've reviewed both the tents before, so just a little short one today, and just saying thank you for all the new subs and all the old subscribers. All of the support's really appreciated. Remember, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, because it keeps me going. You know, if the occasional little new subscriber and some likes and some comments keeps me going creative wise. I felt like it's got a wee bit kind of stagnant. Maybe I've been putting up the same stuff. I've got others, you know, so I don't know. But anyway, they'll do a little one this afternoon, get the two tents up, and I'll talk you through them both. So I'll get you back in a minute or two. Right, so we have the Vango Nevis 200 here, 1/2 person, and then the Scarp 1 by Tarpent here, 1/2. Let's have a little look around. Didn't take long to set up. I didn't bother timing it. Felt like 5 or 6 minutes, kind of about equal. Both have double doorways, kind of sort of double access for 2 people, which is really handy. The Scarp's obviously 4 seasons, so it's difficult to compare the two. This, the Vango Nevis, 2-3 season comfortably, and I think you could probably put more. You can get these stick-on guy points. So apart from the snow, this isn't able to take any weight. This one is, because of the kind of cross poles that go here. So you set up the cross poles. I've not bothered with the cross poles just now. You can check out a previous video, and there's loads of. I've got the cross poles, and I'll dig them out and weigh them. It looks really cool because it pulls this really taut. It connects from here, 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 right across both sides, and it pulls it really taut, so it's able to take the down force of snow. Whereas this one, it would be really saggy. So again, that's one of the big differences. But let's have a little bit of a kind of closer look to the two. Both really good tents. Value, budget, much more expensive, 4 season. So this is the Vango. Really good quality budget tent. Let me just lower you down a little bit. So some of the features here, you've got this cross strap. You've got this cross strap in here. Now that goes right through the tent here, and then down the other side. So this is you can tighten that, and it tightens it. It strengthens the kind of cross for strong winds. Good space between the inner and the outer. Lots of airflow. You've got a vent this side, vent on the other side. You've got double access door, decent storage in this one as well. You've got a vent, see at that end, allowing some nice through, and it's vented again in the outer. That kind of goes through into, so there's a vent underneath here. So there's a single little pole that goes on this end. Really nice little sleeve here. So again, I've not got it kind of fully. You know, you can tighten it up quite a bit. Let's see. It's better. And like I said, you could probably, you know, get that's for the door, but you could probably put a guy on that. So with a few more sort of tie out points, again, it's higher off the ground. The Scarp lowers, it's actually about the same, because the Vango's actually looking quite low. So this is another part of the kind of 4 seasons for the kind of snow and stuff. But you can see, you know, the Vango, decent tent. Space wise, I'll get the measuring tape out in a minute, but you know, I'm almost sort of 5'8", and there's about this at the bottom, that on the top. It's not quite as taut, it's a bit kind of baggier, a bit windier. Sitting up, not too bad. There's a nice little pocket right at the door there for the door for this door, and there's like 2 or 3 big pockets on the side there, which is better than the Scarp. So again, if you're setting up, this can probably tighten up a bit. Yeah, you know, you can actually tighten that all up a little bit. So it's a wee bit looser than normal. Let's have a little look at the Scarp. Apologies, I'm going to give it a bit kind of sweep out. So yeah, definitely more space. Yeah, considerably more space. Oh, you've not been away in this for a while, have you? She's wanting to get away camping with her dad. So it's wider. It feels more taut. This is the slightly later version of the Scarp one, so it's only got a couple of small pockets at the top. They've modified a couple other things. I'd put a 5 kind of sort of down sort of 5 negatives of the Scarp one, and I don't think they'll have really seen my video, but you never know, because virtually all of those things have been rectified. I'll bring you in just for a sense of space. So, you know, this is really, compared with the Vango, you've got oodles of room. Oodles. 2 little storage pockets. You've got a hook in the centre for a light. That's it. Nothing much else to write home about. But nice and robust, good 4-season. So let me get the measuring tape out, do a bit of measurement on them both. I'll take them down, I'll weigh them. I've got some technical detail as well. I'll talk you through some of the fabrics. Obviously you're getting, you know, a bit more quality with the Scarp. Everything's double stitched, you know, everything feels a bit more robust. The Vango, you know, for the money, it's not quite as kind of robust. Right, I'll do a little bit I wrote down a little bit of specs on them both. So the hydrostatic head on both is 3000. But one's this fabric is thinner, but the same sort of waterproofness, but thinner, so it'll be a bit lighter. So the Vango is all a bit heavier, it's a bit bulkier because it's a bit cheaper. So on the Nevis it's a Protex 70D polyester material, and on this one it's a silicone coated fabric on the Scarp. Weight wise, again, the Vango is, in fact, they're about the same weight when you get the Scarp's cross poles. So the Scarp's about 1.4 kilograms without the cross poles, and then the cross poles are about 340 grams. So, and then the Vango Nevis is 1.7. So again, look up the specs on the internet. It's all the kind of specs are there. The poles on the Scarp are a bit lighter. You know, they've upgraded them to a 9mm pole. These are slightly thinner, but you know, so every year most of the tents are getting slightly revised and upgraded. But you know, budget wise, the Vango Nevis, they do a Banshee, and I think with a couple of extra guy points stuck on the side in case the wind picks up. But there's lots of reviews of the Vango stuff. Again, it was a Scottish brand. I think the company was bought over, but we used Vango when I was in the Scouts. So back in about 55 years ago, Vango started building tents, and they made this Force 10, and they were kind of pioneers around the kind of the A-frame technologies and the ventilation, and I think inner skins as well. This kind of double skin, because that aids with condensation. You know, a lot of the single skins you get a lot more condensation. I've not been bothered with it with the condensation in the Scarp. This is the winter inner, so it's got more solid here and a tiny bit of mesh. In the summer, most of this turns into mesh. So that's about it for specs. I won't bore you with the details. Size wise, let's have a little look. So I've got the measuring tape. So sitting on that, we'll do it in inches, right? 38, 39 inches, and lengthwise about 85 inches. Widthwise, it's a good 48, and again you can pull, you can stretch the inner out. I'll do that and I'll show you it stretched. That's it, sort of stretched. So again, you can shrink that to increase the vestibule size. Again, decent clearage, clean sort of space between the inner and the outer. This is good because you can use this one on a pole setup, which is good. So again, if you've got a stick-on guy point to the Vango out to a pole. So that's been pretty close to the ground. Single pole with a little pole at each end. Single pole. This has got a different configuration at the bottom end, the Scarp. The Scarp also has these all the way around. 1, 2, you know, so it's more geared. So again, on the Vango, potentially you could easily put another guy here. You know, so you could work out ways of strengthening a Vango. And I think snow loading, that's your kind of weakest bit. But again, it's not going to collapse completely, and you're just going to wake up and sort of bang it off. Once you're zipped in, kind of all the kind of runoff down here on the Vango. Little ribbed support. So that's not a vent. That's just to kind of stop once the door's open. I thought it was a vent, but it's not. So the only vents are this kind of that end, and I don't know why I didn't put a little vent in there. That's just for runoff ones for the door. Again, I mean, they made this is an older Vango, so they may have put a wee vent. Again, you know, a little vent up here would be good. You can't go wrong with the kind of sort of through ventilation, but this is a really nice little design with a single pole at that end. See that? Because it's got a double zip on it, you can open that really wide. And you can also have it lower, so there's definitely more ventilation on the Scarp. Quick measure. 30, 36. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit smaller than the, yeah, 80, 82, 82 inches long, and it's not about 47 wide. Final test is to weigh them both. So this is the Scarp. It's in a Vango bag. 1.8 kilograms. And this is the Vango. Let me clear it first. Two kilograms. 2 kilograms. I make the Vango, and I just used the Scarp in the Vango bag because it's a kind of wide, it's a better bag. The little bag you get with the Scarp, maybe they've improved it, was this hopeless little long thing with a really narrow little kind of sort of, so anything, if it's wet or it's a nightmare. So I don't know if they've improved that, probably, because Scarp or Tarpent are really good at kind of, the customer service is really good. I think Vango, pretty similar. I think Vango, I had a little look at their website, they're quite into their kind of renewables and sustainability, and which is good. So I think a lot of these companies are getting a bit better at all that. So the Scarp, not much between them, because if you're going to carry the extra pole set with the Scarp, then that will take it up to about the same. So I think they're both about 2 kilograms in weight. That's with the pegs. That's not with any the ground sheet as well. I just used little bits of polythene, which is fine. So listen, we're going to wrap it up there. Hope you've enjoyed that. Just a wee quick look at the two. I mean, they're both really good tents. The Vango kind of budget, £100–120, pretty sturdy, and you could probably put a couple of wee mods on just to kind of anchor it even more. The Scarp comes ready to rock and roll for a 4-season. You really need the extra pole set if you're going to be in the snow, but if you're not going to be in the snow, then with the two poles, or I've used driftwood and sticks to pull the outer taut. You know, you don't need to buy the pole set, because that's with the Scarp as well. There's a winter inner, which I showed you, and the summer one, which is more mesh. So again, you know, you might be buying 2 inners and the extra pole set. So yeah, between sort of 550 and, you know, 6, you know, ish. So it's quite a lot of money. It's a big investment, but I've used it a fair bit, and it's holding up. But the Vango is as well. So listen, a wee bit of a comparison today. So hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully we'll get out next weekend, and we'll probably get the hot tent out with the titanium wood stove, because it's really nice at this time of year. So hope everyone's keeping well. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you in the next trip. Take care.